road again. What's going on, man? Part 1 of the making of SUPA CUZZ. Keep it coasting. On my way to Oakland, get some bottles. I'm going to take it all the way back. Figure if we're going to tell the story, we might as well start it at the beginning, right? All the way back, 1973, June 19th. Check my birth certificate. My birth certificate will tell you I was born in 410 Filbert in Stockton, California. Now, that's the heart of the coast. Hood. That's the heart of the east side neighborhoods. Part of where the cripping, all the gang banging that was going on the east side really was going down there, y'all. 2 houses from the Filbert Arms, a couple houses from Main Street, right in between, damn near on the corner of Marsh and Filbert. My first memory was fucked up one. I was 1.5 years old. My mama left some tea on the stove, and you know, I know it's hard to envision a 1.5-year-old being able to reach the stove, but I was a big motherfucker. And somehow I reached to the stove and I pulled the hot water down upon me. And blessings to the Creator for it missing my face. It got my chest and a few other places. Put 3rd-degree burns on me. I ain't supposed to remember nothing at that age, but I remember that. I remember the pain of it. I remember the ride to the hospital. I remember being in the hospital crying for my grandmother, Daisy, my grandmother. It's a lot into the making of me, and I'm trying my best to share it. Because if I expect people to follow my lead, take faith in me, I'm going to have to take faith to them. Give the real to you. From there, my next probably memories, honestly, seeing my daddy take his rifle out onto the porch, pop some Mexican dude that was across the street. I don't know what happened. It's about 3. But I know my daddy is one of the nicest dudes I ever met. And I know dude didn't die, so there ain't no statute of limitation on this shit. But, or I wouldn't have spoke on it. But this is things that was in the making of me. I don't really remember my mother kidnapping my ass when I was 3.5, taking me away from my father and my grandmother. My dad had to hire a private investigator, and they found us in the Bay Area in Sunnyvale. Now, my mother's a cold piece, man. I'm all for respecting the elders, especially your family. But my mother, I thank her for giving me life, giving me these wonderful dimples and these green eyes. And my wonderful grandparents and my family on that side. I love them all dearly. But my mother's, she's never really been a mother to me. This is fact. So after she kidnapped me and my daddy finds me and then they go to court, the court at this time still gave my mother custody of me. She hooked up with her husband. I can at least say she's still with to this day, Ken O'Gary, a big ass Greek guy. I say big ass because that motherfucker was bigger than me now. 6'2", 300 pounds. You know, when we used to move, Cuz would move the refrigerator by itself. Cuz reach his arm around the refrigerator and just take the refrigerator outside. Pick up the washing machine, pick up the dryers, and put them in his motherfucking self. He used to amaze the shit out of me as a kid, though, I can't lie. But Cuz was a real abusive dude, man. I used to get my ass beat a lot. Oh shit, this is working my emotional Gemini. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I don't like talking about this shit a lot. But things got bad for my grandparents, my mother's parents, because my grandparents were self-made millionaires, man. I'm not even supposed to be the dude that I am today if shit wouldn't have happened like it happened. When I was 5 years old, my grandparents still had their Big Valley auto wrecking in Modesto, and it was the first pick and pull type thing in Northern California. It was bigger than pick and pull. Those from Modesto, it was from like Kansas Avenue all the way over. All them little garages and businesses that's over there, that was all my grandpa's one business at one time. They went fishing. I wanted to go with them. My grandpa wanted to take me, but my grandmother thankfully wouldn't let him. They went out on the bay. Bottom line is 24-foot waves capsized his 24-foot boat. Everybody died but my grandfather. Only my grandfather managed to grab the ice chest, flip it over, and he floated in water for hours until the Coast Guard found him. These crazy bastards were shark fishing. Yeah, shark fishing. They already had 2 up on deck that were still alive. Nobody else made it. One dude's head washed on shore like 2 weeks later. All of the families of the people that were with my grandfather, because they worked for my grandfather, sued my grandfather for wrongful death. They actually tried to make it seem like he made them go on the boat trip. Man, them guys were like family to us. I was young, but I remember they'd eat dinner with us. My grandma had the big old school Godfather table with seat 12 people or so. And they family, like they was family. For them to do that to my grandpa was fucked up, and it really fucked my grandpa up. Bottom line, they ended up moving to Missouri, or as I learned to call it, misery, because my mother followed them. My grandpa bought a farm and another big ass house in town, and he bought another house on the outskirts in Neosho, Missouri. Now, this house was way out in the country that he let my mother and her husband and me stay in. Keep in mind, I'm 5 years old. I got a newborn sister. When I say newborn, 6 months. They'd leave me at home at night by myself to watch my baby sister while my mother drove in town to pick up my stepfather from wherever we worked at. I got paid a penny a day to clean the house. I know it sounds like some bullshit, cuz it's real shit. A penny a day. And if I didn't do shit right, I'm talking about ass whoopings, cuz. So whatever it was I did this day, I had an ass whooping coming. My stepfather took me out to these shacks that was on the back ends of the house. Made me pull down my pants. You know, I told you this dude bigger than me now. I'm 6'2", close to 300. He was this, every bit of this back then. Probably bigger. He wanted me to stand absolutely still while he used this big ass leather belt to whoop my ass. I'm 5, cuz. What the fuck do you think happened when he first hit me with that belt? I took off running. I was scared. This crazy son of a bitch just started swinging the belt everywhere, whacking my shoulders, my back. And he was swinging the belt buckle, so it wrapped around and it hit me in my eye.